that one team, Hazleton area, may think they still have a shot at the Wyoming Valley Conference crown. Of course, in the first half, as you look at Bruce Live, veteran coach of the Cougars, Coughlin's got an undefeated record. They're taking on Berwick tonight, so Hazleton area needs to win and hope Berwick knocks off Coughlin. Remember, Hazleton area still has to play Coughlin later on in about 7 or 8 days.
A lot of things can happen, Connie, as you know. Obviously, Bruce Live's club needs to have Coughlin be upset, and then they play them, so they have the opportunity there. But Bruce's team is on a roll right now. They're playing extremely good basketball, so upsets do happen, so the opportunity is still there.
We're going to pause right now for the playing of our national anthem.
Can you see by the northerly light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's gleam, whose broad stripes samurai star through the perilous fight, o'er the rampart we walked, where so gallantly streamed, and the rocky the bombarded came through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner away, for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Our national anthem. We've got a really nice crowd here in Wilkes-Barre for, again, as we mentioned, a double-A team playing a quad-A team. And, you know, ironically, we talked a little bit about the football possibility of some of the leagues changing up in high school football in this area. Well, you never know. Maybe next year, Bishop Hoban's playing double-A teams in the Wyoming Valley Conference. Here's a look at Tony Modrowski. He and Phil Winger will be officiating tonight's contest. And a look at the lineups: Nash, Augustine, Harmon, Weber, Yashinsky, Hazleton area, Mariano, Barletta, Royan, Veet, and Matt Tucker. A look at Matt Tucker. And Tucker wins the tip. Mariano will start things for Hazleton area. Royan. First touch there for Tucker. Now Barletta baseline will feed inside. It gets stolen away. Another steal. Royan has it now. Barletta, nice shot. No good on the shot attempt, and it's saved, and Hazleton area will get another crack at it.
Bishop Hoban, their classic 1-2-2 matchup zone, but they've got to cut down on the second and third shot opportunities, Connie.
Tim Thompson and I talked about that in first foot. Got to get those rebounds, especially against a team that you are smaller against. And another offensive rebound try by Veet. However, it is controlled by Ron Weber. Ron's going to have a big game on the boards tonight. Harmon, Augustine in the corner. And Mike will reset for the Argents. No score, 6:47 left in the first. Augustine, open again deep in that corner. Barletta with the steal. He tipped it away, and Barletta will find Mariano. And Nathan is on the scoreboard. 2-0 Hazleton area.
It's a nice looking pass on the 2-on-1 fast break. Barletta took the ball as far as he could to the basket and made the nice dish off.
Michael Nass, Mike Augustine, and in the corner, Joe Yashinsky. His jumper no good, and the rebound by Tucker. Mariano, and Nathan will reset for the Cougars to up 2-0 here in the first. Mariano, open jumper, in and out. Tip attempt by Tucker is no good. And again, another defensive board for Weber. Off the baseline was cut off nicely by Bryant. Harmon, Augustine, no. Rebound pulled down by Bobby Bryant. We'll slow things up.
Hayes is in the 1-2-2 matchup also, and right now Hoban has not gotten the kind of shots I'm sure Chet Heim would like them to have.
Bryant 3, no. Tucker with the rebound, and he puts it up and in.
At 6'7", 5 inches bigger than Ron Weber, Tucker's going to establish himself on the inside real early.
4-0, Hazleton area. Have to get those defensive rebounds against a team when you're undersized, and the Argents are this evening. Yashinsky inside, got hacked. Count it, and he'll go to the line.
That's a nice move by Joe Yashinsky, County. A lot of times against his own defense, you've got to break it down with some dribble penetration. That time Yashinsky saw the seam, took it to the basket, made a real nice move.
Here's that first bucket by Hazleton area.
Nice 2-on-1. Barletta takes it to the basket, makes a nice dish off. That's a classic fast break 2-on-1.
And here Matt Tucker on the boards.
At 6'7", he's close to the basket, very aggressive, and that's the kind of play they'll need from Matt tonight.
Yashinsky gets the three-point play. 4-3, Hazleton area with the early advantage. Happy that you could join us here on WYLN with Connie Ocianci and the award-winning WYLN crew. I'm Connie Costanza. Inside, tough bucket for Jonathan Veet. The 6'1 sophomore makes it a 6-3 score.
That's a good look by Barletta, and Veet come on the baseline. A real nice pass, good entry pass for the score.
Yashinsky, 3, no. Weber fighting for the board, but here comes Mariano. Alley-oop, oh, nice feed inside. However, Tucker could not finish. And up court, Yashinsky, offside, he cannot finish.
A nice bounce pass that time, a full court bounce pass by Augustine. Yashinsky had the angle, but just couldn't knock it down.
Oh, and you saw Chet Heim, look of disgust on his face. He thought he should have had 2 points there. Barletta, 3-ball, no. Smallest player on the court, Mike Augustine, with the rebound. And Mike will push. Augustine in the lane. Oh, pretty move. But again, ball won't go in. And that'll be tipped out of bounds by Bobby Bryant.
Augustine is quick taking it to the basket. He's quick up and down the floor. That time he did a real nice job, and just another missed opportunity for Coach Heim.
Veteran coach of the Argents. Done a fabulous job with this program here in Wilkes-Barre. A turnover. Chris Harmon up court. Augustine kicks back out. Yashinsky in and out. Shot that has to go in, Coach.
Well, he made a good flash to the basketball, Connie. It's a 10-foot jumper, and that's the kind you've got to knock down. But he's a good shooter, Yashinsky. He'll make that one again.
This guy will, too, if you leave him open. But the 6'7" senior Matt Tucker will miss. And with the clock ticking down inside 3 minutes, it's still 6-3. Hazleton area with the advantage here in the first. Long three by Noss. Yes, Michael Noss. First points of the game, and it's a tie ball game at 6.
Nice reversal of the basketball that time, Connie. Augustine brought it one way, came back the other way, and Noss was there for the 3. And against a good zone defense, you've got to have ball reversal to be successful.
Bryant in the corner. Tucker now. And now Veet, Mariano. Foul inside as Bryant was driving to the bucket.
Hazleton is very patient in the half-court offense. You know they're trying to move players through, some player movement, some ball movement. They had some good shot opportunities, but they're a very patient team and a well-coached team. There's Noss on the ball reversal, steps up at 3, and he knocks it down. Foul against Chris Harmon.
Lenny Lesko into the ballgame for the first time for Hazleton area. Jonathan Veep has a seat right next to Bruce Lodge. Under 2 minutes, tied at 6. Michael Barletta, Mariano, the corner Broyan, back outside, the three no good by the senior guard Barletta. Up court, nice look, Yashinsky off glass and in. Nice feed that time by Augustine.
Well, that time Augustine had his head up, he saw the entire floor, he saw Yashinsky breaking to the bucket, and it's a real nice play by the little guy Michael Augustine.
Listed at 5'7".
And that's probably achievable.
Pushing
That's pushing. We'll give him 5'5" max.
Oh, the hook shot, pretty one by Tucker. Matt has 4.
That's a good entry pass, and he's 5 or 7 feet from the basket. That's where he's going to be effective tonight.
Harmon. Augustine. And now Noss. Under a minute. Yashinsky, whistle before the shot. Another sub coming in, and here's a great look at that pass.
Real good look up the floor by Augustine. Yashinsky beat them down the floor, and the little guy just with his head up, and that's what most good guards will do. They'll keep their head up to see the whole floor.
And then the last foul that was committed by Bobby Broyan. Augustine with 38. Threw it inside, tipped away at the last second by Tucker. 35 seconds left, and if the Argents would like, they can get the last shot as Don Patrick will come into the ballgame. Tucker will have a seat. Patrick named to the Big School All-Star team as a wide receiver. Weber.
The basket is good. As we talked about before, the nice dribble penetration, key against the matchup zone. He took it hard to the basket. He's left-handed, going to his strong side. That's a real nice move by Ron Weber. Here he comes right there. The pump fake, nice pump fake, taking it strong. The big guy taking it real strong, kiss off the glass, and there's a shot at a three-point play.
Short. 10-8, Hoban with the lead. And the Cougars now will pull out, and they'll wait for one shot here. Peters back over Mariano. In the lane, tough shot, no good. 2 seconds left, and that'll do it. So we played one here from Bishop Hoban High School, and Chet Hines' team leads by advantage as we begin the second period. Weber inside. Offensive foul.
Good look on the inside of Weber. He just took it one step too much and ran him over for an offensive foul. But that's where they want to get the basketball against that zone. Here it is right there. Good position by number 13. Mariano comes in, and Weber on the offensive foul.
In the corner, Barletta, and now Nathan Mariano will reset for Hazleton area.
Coming back. I got 2.
Hazleton area team that historically very patient. Tucker, the turnaround, couldn't get the shooter's bounce. Veed had it blocked from behind. Mariano picks the ball up, scoops it over to Barletta, who misses the 3. And the rebound comes down in the hands of Chris Harmon. Couple tries there for Hazleton area. They were not able to connect. Nice feed inside. Chris Harmon is wide open.
Weber found him on the inside. A big guy on the perimeter making a pass. He can do it all. Inside, he can shoot the 3. He can pass the ball.
12-8. Bishop Hoban. Well, we talked about it in the opener. Hoban would have to shoot the ball better. And they have so far in this ballgame. Cross court, Mariano. Almost a turnover. Great job by Nathan to kick it back out, and that's a three that is no good by Matt Tucker. And Augustine is pushing quickly. Augustine finding Harmon. That's no good.
Good fast break opportunity they had, Connie, and you got to be able to convert those against a good Hazelton team in order to be effective.
And a timeout is called. 20-second timeout is called by Bruce Live's team. So he'll have one of those 20s remaining. And Bruce Live, cannot be happy with what he is so far seeing here as we've got 6:14 left here in the second.
They've been patient on offense. They've had shot opportunities, and right now they haven't gotten down. On the other hand, I'm impressed with the way Hoban is breaking down the Hazelton 1-2-2 matchup with dribble penetration, reversing the basketball, and they're doing a real nice job so far of attacking a very tough matchup. Hazelton is known for the matchup zone, and right now Hoban is doing a nice job with the patience and with the execution.
Chet Hines' team overall is 4-7, 2-2 in the league. Bruce Live's squad, as you get a look at Ron Weber, is 8-4 overall, 3-2 in conference play. Tucker over to Teeter. Back inside, and open inside is Jonathan Veets.
Good flash to the basketball that time by Veet. A good shot opportunity, and that's nice execution by Hazelton in the half-court offense.
2-point lead, 12-10. Corner Yashinsky swung around, and now Harmon with it. Weber. Ron really wants to pass that ball. And now a turnover. Mariano picks it up. 1-on-2. He'll go to the glass anyway. No good. The tip there by Tucker is no good. Ball still on the floor, and we're going to have a tie basketball, and it's going to stay Hazleton area possession. Jonathan Veet getting on the scoreboard just a few moments ago.
There it is right there. Nice flash to the ball by Veet. He's only about 6'1". Did a real nice job. He took it real strong to the basket.
Chris Alive is into the ball game for the first time as you get a look at Michael Barletta, who comes back in, and sitting down, Brent Teeters. Bryan in the lane. And let's see if this is a shooting violation. He won't go to the line.
Dwayne, the freshman, Conio, statistically, he's 15 for 31 from the three-point line. That's 48% as a freshman from the three-point line. That's not a shooting foul. If that's not a shooting foul, I don't really know what a shooting foul may be.
Apparently called before the drive there, or before the shot. Foul was committed by Weber, and Ron has got 2 personals. Certainly can't pick up 3. Live was open. Oh, great feed inside, and the shooter's roll as Tucker now has 6 points.
The basket came off the nice dribble penetration created by Live, the freshman. Took the ball deep into the zone, made a nice feed to Tucker.
Foul going to be called against Chris Live for pushing off. And some of the Hazleton folks did not like it as you get a look.
Nice penetration. Created the opportunity for Tucker as the defense drew to Live, made the nice dish off.
Chris Live has picked up his first personal foul. And another turnover.
And the dreaded turnover. The things that Chet Hine wanted his ball club to limit tonight, the turnovers against a very good Hazelton team, and those opportunities you just can't miss.
You got to look at Chet Hine. He's going to send Mike Augustine back into this ball game. We're tied at 12. 4:23 and counting here in the second frame. Jumper by Michael Barletta, and Barletta is now on the scoreboard.
Well, they sent him through the opposite corner. He come off a nice situation and made the mid-range jumper.
The councilman, Jim Sapper, tells us Hoban with 4 turnovers, Hazleton area with 2. Harmon, good defense by Barletta, who's all over him. And now a double team. And now a turnover. Bryan will push. Bobby Bryan off glass, offensive foul.
That's real good position by Joe Yashinsky. Bryan thought he had the opportunity. It's a good take to the basket. Real nice job by Joe Yashinsky establishing position for the offensive foul on Bryan. There it is right there. Yashinsky hustling back. It's just a great hustle play to pick up the offensive foul.
That's something that you see in the newspaper. You don't see it on the scoreboard.
He's a hard-nosed player, Yashinsky is.
But plays like that win games. Royan's second foul.
Hazel into a man-to-man defense, Connie. They've jumped out of the 1-2-2 zone. Now they're straight man-to-man pressure.
Weber driving, had it deflected. And Weber is holding his head. I think maybe on the way up, Tucker might have gotten a piece of him. That shot is blocked. Ron making the defensive play there. And another defensive play. That one by Yashinsky, who comes up with the basketball. Augustine's three. Got it. Mike's on the scoreboard. He's got three.
They lost him in transition. Nice pass from Noss to Augustine. Beat him down the floor. And little guy spotted up for three.
15-14. Bishop Hoban with the lead. Live will take that three and miss it. And that's going to be a foul. That's going to be an offensive foul against Michael Barletta. Bruce Live looking on. Here's a look at the Weber block.
A nice move by Weber coming up against Tucker at 6'7", but Tucker got his hand in position and blocked the shot.
This ball is going to be turned over. Barletta comes up with the basketball. Full court pressure, and Hoban turns it over. Another turnover for Chet Hines' team. Against a good defensive team, can't have too many of those. Veet is open, short. Rebound, Chris Harmon. Harmon. Blocked. Well, when you're 6'0", and the defensive player is 6'7", and you've got a fall-away jump shot like that one, a lot of those are going to be thrown right back in his face.
Well, he took it strong. Give him credit. He took it strong at Tucker, but Tucker was right there, and nice timing to block the shot.
22nd timeout called on the court with 2:14 left. 15-14. Defensive struggle so far, you might say.
Hazelwood made the switch from the 1-2-2 matchup. They went to man-to-man, then they went to the full court man-to-man pressure and created 2 turnovers.
Chet Hine talking to his squad.
He's probably saying the press offense is key. Let's work, let's screen, let's break the man-to-man pressure. We can't afford turnovers because Bruce has switched defenses now. He likes the man. The zone wasn't working as well as he would have liked.
Hoban having some trouble. And that's a turnover.
That's back-to-back turnovers against the man-to-man pressure.
Would not allow the 22nd timeout to be called. Live. Difficult shot for Chris. No good. Yashinsky comes up with it. And the other way, Gray. Rich Gray kicked back out. Yashinsky, he'll take that and hit it.
That's Yashinsky's shot, Connie. 12 to 17-foot range. Could also knock down the three. Made a nice jump stop and a wide open jumper that he knocked down.
17-14. Joe Yashinsky, 7 points. And the Argent's senior forward. 7 of the 17 for Hoban. Oh, pretty move in the lane for the freshman guard, Chris Live.
Good penetration move by Live. A little off balance, but he used the glass wisely. That's a nice shot by the good-looking freshman.
Augustine had that blocked, and here comes Chris Live. Chris Live. Harmon defending, and Harmon with the turnover, and Chris will slow things down. $1:10 and counting in the second. 17-16. Bishop Hoban with the slimmest of margins. Michael Noss got a pick. Augustine had a three if he wanted it. Gave it back up though. Noss. Augustine, quick look over to Yashinsky. No. Joe could not get the bunny to fall. Tucker can't leave him open. Rich Gray the board. 30 seconds left now, and we'll see if Hoban decides to pull out for one shot. Chet Hine is trying to spread things out. Mike Augustine with 12. Harmon with 8. Harmon will drive. Tough shot. Had it blocked. 2 seconds left, and they're not going to get a shot off. So we've played a period here from Bishop Hoban High School. And Chet Hine's team so far. They only are up, however, by 1 point as we are indeed at halftime, and the Argents really playing well in this ball game. They came into this ball game 4-7 overall, 2-2 in the league. But really, from the last time we saw them to tonight, and last time maybe about 2 weeks ago against Berwick, and tonight, drastic changes.
I thought in the first 15 minutes of the game, they did an excellent job breaking down the 1-2-2 matchup zone of Hazelton. Dribble penetration, reversing the basketball, getting some shots for Joe Yashinsky. Weber working tough on the inside. That was key. The last 3 or 4 minutes when Hazelton went to the man-to-man full court pressure, it did cause them some problems and 2 or 3 quick turnovers. So I think at halftime, Chet's talking about handling the pressure, handling the full court press. Let's not turn the ball over. Let's come down and get some good shot opportunities.
Joe Yashinsky has been very impressive so far earlier in this game.
Well, Joe's a tough kid. He's doing a good job on the defensive board, and he's the kind of guy that's going to have to break down that defense. There's a mid-range jumper, 12 to 15 feet. He can step back and hit the 3. He's a good jump shooter. If he gets hot, then Hoban's chances to win this game rise.
When you take a look at who has led Hazelton area in scoring, Matt Tucker has 6 points right now. Michael Barletta, he's averaging a little bit more than 11 points. He's only got 2, so he's got to get in the scoring column for the Cougars.
Well, Hazelton's been patient against the 1-2-2 matchup of Hoban. They've had shot opportunities. The shots have not gone down. Again, where they've been successful, dribble penetration, finding a seam in the zone, kicking the ball back, and getting some shot opportunities. When Tucker's been close to the basket, he's been very effective. When he stepped out to shoot those 3s, he can make those 3s. Right now, he hasn't done it yet. But 5 to 7 to 9 feet, he's very effective, and I think he's got to be a force on that offensive board, pick up some second shots. He's 5 inches bigger than any Hoban player. He's got to get some putbacks.
Ron Weber is the player who is basically guarding him. He's only 6'2". Well, maybe Hazelton area or Bishop Hoban will get a spark off the bench. The Cougars got a little spark from this young man, Chris Live, who has scored 2 points in this ballgame, the coach's son. We'll come back to Bishop Hoban High School where the Argents are up by 1. Hazelton area, 17-16. We're going to take a look at some of Jim Shepard's stats, Connie Ocianci. The one that you pointed to immediately, Hazelton area shooting the 3 ball, and they're not shooting the ball well from that line.
Well, from 3-point line, they're 0 for 8. And obviously from the 2-point line, they're 8 for 21. So they're 8 for 29 overall versus Hoban, who's at 18 shots and 7 for 18. But when you're 0 for 8 from 3 and you're 8 for 21 from 2-point land, you find yourself down 1 point. And all Hazelton will have to do is knock down a few of those jumpers early on, and it could change the complexion of the game. Right now, Hoban's doing a good job. Hazelton, 11 more shots, still down 1.
Bishop Hoban, only 6 turnovers. That's not bad. Hazelton area's got 3. That's obviously better.
Well, I thought Hoban did a great job in the first half, as we talked about, Conio, in the half-court offense against the zone. I'm sure Chet Hine has talked at halftime about doing a much better job against the man-to-man press. So I really believe Bruce will come out in the second half, put all kinds of man pressure, full-court man press. If Hoban can handle the pressure, they've got an opportunity. If Bruce Live's Cougars can create turnovers, it could change the momentum and the complexion of the game.
Well, Chet Hine's team playing well so far here in the first period. They are up by a 17-16 lead. There's Coach Hine. We'll take a break. The third period here on WYLN is coming up. But first, these words. Back to Wilkes-Barre and Bishop Hoban High School. Bruce Live has been coaching in this area for several years. Came back to the area after a very successful time in Colorado, specifically Denver.
Excellent coach, Bruce, over the years, Conio. They dominated this league for many years. He does a truly outstanding job. He's certainly one of the best coaches in the area, without question.
Bishop Hoban's going to get the basketball first. Mike Augustine. And now Noss. Harmon. 3-ball top of the key. Tucker the rebound. Mariano. Barletta back to Mariano. Bryan, immediate double team, and now Bryan's open and buries the three.
And defensively, when you're going to try to put that kind of pressure on Tucker and double down, the inside-outside game, he kicked it out to Bryan, and at three-point land, Bryan is very successful, and he's just a freshman.
Bryan, 48% from that area.
Hazelton jumps out again, Canio in the 1-2-2 matchup zone as they start the second half.
Feed inside. Chris Harmon's going to go to the line to shoot a couple.
That's a good-looking pass from Joe Yashinsky off the top of the key. It's not an easy pass to make because you don't have the angle at the top of the key, but he finds Harmon and a nice look on the inside and almost a possible three-point conversion. And again, Hoban needs those kind of opportunities, Canio.
Harmon scored 12 against Hanover area in the holiday tournament that is played at the Wilkes-Barre CYC. Bruce Slide. That gum is working overtime.
Oh, he's nice and composed. He's been in it a long time. He doesn't get too frustrated. And, of course, his hair, not a lot of gray, so he takes it well in stride.
Harmon got the second. It's 19-18. Hazleton area with the advantage early here in the third period. Veet. He had that shot open. That's a three-point attempt by Barletta, no good, and the Argents moved.
That was good execution. The ball never touched the floor. Barletta had the kind of shot he wanted. It just didn't get down for him.
Yashinsky. Weber now. Ron, nice pass inside, stripped away. Hoban coaches want to foul. There's an injured player for Bishop Hoban on the other end. And inside is Jonathan Veet, who's wide open. And now Phil Wingard is going to blow the whistle as Michael Noss got poked in the eye. And Chet Hine is wondering, where's the whistle there?
Well, at that time, Hazel had come down in a fast break situation. Barletta got the ball, and Veet followed the fast break real nice. To the baseline, draw the defense. Nice look to Veet, who follows the play, runs the floor well. And there it is. It's a good secondary break opportunity for Hazelton.
Chet Hine still wondering why the whistle was not blown, but not going to get a response. Now 21-18. A one-point advantage for Bishop Hoban in the beginning of this period, and now they're trailing by 3. Gray dribbling out of bounds, and he's out of bounds. It's going to be Hazleton area possession.
Kind of, you talk about the first 5 minutes of the third quarter in every basketball game. That's where momentum can swing. Right now, definitely in Hazleton's favor.
Mariano. Bryan, that's a 3, and that was deflected. Mike Augustine pushes up court. Trickling down to the 5:30 mark here in the third. 21-18, Hazleton area over Bishop Hoban. Weber inside, tipped away, and another turnover. Mariano inside, nice move, he gets the glass and the bucket.
Took it to the basket very strong. The point man Mariano right down the floor. Nobody stopped him. Open lane to the basket. Transition basket, and I'm sure Chet wants to talk about that in a timeout.
He took a 20-second timeout for both teams.
Here comes Mariano transition. Nice crossover dribble. Continues on. And a nice play by Nathan Mariano.
First a 20-second timeout. New rule in high school basketball.
Well, Chet can't be happy right now. The first 4 or 5 minutes of this third quarter, the things he probably talked about at halftime about the turnovers, it's a nightmare, and right now Hazelton has a lot of things working in their favor.
And the jacket is off as well for Chet Hine.
Took that green jacket off. He said he won that at the Masters, I think, a few years back.
I must have missed that golf tournament on that year. Yashinsky is open, deflected away, and a turnover. Great beat. Barletta finding Bryan, who then passes the beat. Wow.
Nice 2-hour fast break by Hazelton, and they've got the transition going, they've got the defense going, and they're playing good basketball right now.
And they've opened it up a little bit, 25-18. Another turnover. Mariano up court, beat. And Tucker scores again, and this time Chet High needs to take a full timeout. 4:19 left. We'll take a break. The lead is now at 27-18. Last bucket by Hazleton area.
Another turnover 5 times in a row. 5 empty trips for Hoban coming down the floor. And there's Chet calling a timeout. If you want to know why coaches toss and turn at night, that's one of the reasons why. That dreaded turnover.
Oh, and 5 of them in this period. None for Hazleton area. Jim Shafford giving us that statistic. Traveling, going to be called against Mark Williams, who's into the ball game for the first time.
Mark's a sophomore, just came into the game, and got to get a good feel for the game, but he'll be all right.
That's now 6 turnovers for Bishop Hoban. They only had 5. They had 6, in the first half alone. Tucker, difficult shot. Matt cannot get that to go. And Williams with the rebound. Mark Williams, up court, stops in the lane. No. Got to get those buckets to fall in. Barletta tried to find an open Cougar inside, tipped out of bounds.
And Hazleton doing a real good job. They're pushing the ball down the floor. They've got the transition going their way, and they want to continue to put the pressure on offensively against Bishop Hoban.
Alley-oop to Tucker, who catches the ball over Weber and then lays it in. Matt with 10. And another turnover. Oh, this is turning out to be a very difficult period for Chet Hines' squad. Down now 29-18. Beat in the lane, no. Tucker with the tip, though.
Tucker just hanging around there. Beat took it strong to the basket. Overshot the rim, and Tucker was right there at 6'7" to put it back up.
The Argents have yet to score a field goal in this period. Williams, no. And a whistle, and it's going to be against the Argents.
Well, Connie, in the second half, Hazleton has done a much better job closing down the lanes, not giving Hoban the penetration dribble. I'm sure Bruce talked about that at halftime. They've come out in the third quarter and done a real nice job with the 1-2-2 matchup, and Hoban is not getting the same looks that they got the first half.
You see sitting down Chris Harmon. Only a free throw by Chris Harmon in this period. That's been it. Beat inside for 2 more.
And the Cougars are working on all cylinders right now, Connie. They've got the best of everything going for them.
And another timeout has to be called by Bishop Hoban. 33-18. It's been a great third period for Hazleton area. Chet Hine looking on. 13 turnovers for Bishop Hoban.
Well, Connie, it's a game of execution on the part of Hazleton High School. What they've done is they've turned their defense into an offense. They've created some transitions off their defense. It's the kind of defense that Hazleton was known for many, many years.
Weber, jump ball. Hazleton area's got the basketball.
As I said, they've turned the Jets on. Defensively, they've created opportunities. They've stole some passes. They've made some flicks. Here's Weber coming to the basket. Good tie-up that time by Veet.
And Hazleton area's got it. And now a turnover. Mike Augustine the other way. And Augustine, a healthy foul there.
Well, that's the first turnover Hazleton has had in quite a while. And that really has been the story in the second half.
Again, Augustine is only 5'7". For the sub, and we'll get a look at Mike's drive.
He took it strong to the basket, and he drew the foul, and that's what you're supposed to do. Take it strong. He has no fear. He went in there strong, and he's got an opportunity, and his team needs these 2 free throws right now.
Got the first. That's only the second point in this third period, as Bruce Leib has to be very pleased with what he has seen so far. And again, Argents have not had a field goal in this period as well. Second one is good as well. So the lead now at 13, 33-20. 15-3 run here in the third. Mariano open. No. Tipped though by Beat. Jonathan Beat having a tremendous third period. He's got 7 in this period alone. Back the other way. Mark Williams scores. The drought is over for the Argents.
Nice move, nice penetration dribble. Took the mid-range jumper, the kind of shot you've got to take.
I misspoke. Beat with 8 in this period. Tucker gets the basketball back and then throws it out of bounds. Couple more subs coming into the ball game.
Harmon comes back in the game, and Augustine goes out.
Another turnover. Mariano. Third period's been a difficult one here for Bishop Hoban. If you're just joining us, the Cougars, down by 1 to begin the period, have played a tremendous third period against Bishop Hoban and have really blown this one open. Hazleton area looking to hold here. They're leading 35-22. Rob Gresham in the ball game for Hazleton area. He's got it now. Down to 6. Down to 2. Mariano, no. All in all, a great third period for the Cougars to have a 13-point advantage. Bruce Live, Hazleton area Cougar boys basketball coach. Very good third period for Hazleton area.
Got to be happy about that defense and the way they created shot opportunities in transition. They did an excellent job. Tightened up the screws defensively, created some shot opportunities, and got some easy transition buckets.
Williams almost picked up the dribble. That's a difficult shot. Rebound there by Exomitis. Weber. Yashinsky. Out of bounds, and it's going to belong to Hazleton area. And the Hoban fans don't agree.
And nothing right now has gone right for Hoban. It seems like the kind of the roof has collapsed on them, and right now just things are not going their way, and looks like Hazleton's got everything working in their favor right here.
Nathan Mariano, point guard of this Hazleton area team. Stolen away. Augustine. No! That's the type of evening it's been for Hoban here in the second half.
That's been a nightmarish second half, Condio. There's really no question about that. That's an opportunity you've got to be able to knock down. Trying to get your team back in the game a little bit, you've got to take those opportunities and score. Looks like Hazleton now is going to try to pull Hoban out of the 1-2-2 matchup zone. They want them to play man-to-man. And if they go man, you'll probably see Tucker get the ball deep inside.
Right now, nobody in the paint.
Well, Hoban's got to come out. They're down 13. They don't have much time to waste. There's 6:40 to go, and you've got to come out. You've got to pick up a man. You've got to tighten up those laces and play.
Here is Tucker now. Double team, back out. Barletta thought the 3, then gave it up. Now they'll get it inside to Tucker, and what do we have? Foul against Bishop Hoban. No shot.
Got a push on Harmon. They went to the high-low game. They found Tucker down below in the mismatch on Harmon, 6'7 versus 6'1, and Harmon pushed him before he got the shot off. There it is, nice high-low pass. There's Tucker taking it strong, and Harmon pushes him before he can get the shot off.
Move back!
Cougars will take their time here.
Hoban has really not come out fully in the man-to-man. They may have to do it very soon.
And now a 20-second timeout called by Bruce Live.
Well, Hazen will keep the ball out, Conio, as long as they can. They really want Hoban to play man-to-man defense right now. And again, if they do, then they'll probably look for Tucker on the inside where the mismatches are. I don't think Hoban has an opportunity now to wait much longer at 6-16 and down 13. You've got to come out and play some man. You've got to be aggressive, and you got to take your chances.
what do you do to make sure that when you do come out, and as you mentioned, 6:16 left, you have to come out. What do you do to make sure Tucker does not get the ball down low?
Well, it's tough to stop him on the inside, quite obviously, but you've got to come out and play man unless Chet wants to come out and give a little half-court trap, which they've done from time to time. But Hazelton will keep the ball away from you as long as they have to, and if you don't come out and put some type of pressure on them, they'll just run the clock down with a 13-point lead. That's pretty safe if you don't come out and play them. Here's the spread offense right here, right now. They want Hoban to come out, and right now they start to inch their way out in the man-to-man defense.
Augustine is guarding Nathan Mariano. 10 versus 10 there. Barletta, guarded there by Michael Knox. Mariano now. Jonathan Veet. Mariano again to Veet. And a turnover out of bounds, and Chris Harmon cannot save it.
It looked like that time Tucker wanted to go back door, and a little miscommunication between he and Mariano, because the backdoor play was there for him if he wanted.
You could see Matt nodding his head, all but in agreement with what you just said. He knew he was close to getting maybe a slammerino there. Mariano. Tucker is open. Got it.
They got what they wanted. They executed. They looked for Tucker from about 5 feet away, and he knocked it down.
37-22.
That's just good, solid basketball by Hazelton High School.
Yashinsky's 3, no. Offensive rebound, though, by Harmon. Yashinsky again. That's a tough shot. No good. Weber tried the tip. Yashinsky got the board again, and Hazelton area is going to have the basketball. Mariano on the ground trying to get the basketball.
And they'll spread it out again and look for the best shot opportunity they can get.
They wouldn't mind taking about 40 seconds off the clock here either.
Well, this is their kind of game, the kind of game they relish. They handle the ball real well. If they can spread the floor on you with the lead, you're going to be in trouble.
Barletta being double teamed. Mariano. Open Tucker. That's a three-pointer for Tucker, who now has 17.
We said on top of the show, he can make the one from 5 or 7, obviously, and yet he can step back and make the 3. He's a versatile kid. He's a heck of a basketball player.
Tucker averaging 9 a game. He's got 17 so far. Loose ball. Finally, Noss corrals it, and a whistle on the floor.
Well, Hoban now rush to the basket. Conneaut trying to take shots and make up 18 points, but actually the roof caved in about maybe 10 or 12 minutes ago at the start of that third quarter in the first 5 or 6 minutes when things really came unglued for Bishop Hoban.
Brent Teeters having a seat. Well, you said it. First 5 minutes of that second half, so critical. Rainbow shot by Yashinsky. That's tipped. Loose ball and a whistle from Phil Winger.
Weber on the inside still playing hard. They're banging inside in there, but as I said, right now it's just an effort and futility for Hoban. They're trying to get back in the game with 1 or 2 shots, and it just doesn't happen that way.
Foul on Bobby Bryant. Bruce Live not in agreement with that call. However, he's got to be happy with the 18-point advantage he's got now. Wild shot there by Weber, who tips it in, and Ron now, his first points since the first period.
Well, he stayed aggressive on the offensive board. Missed a shot, but was aggressive enough to go back and get it and put it back in. There's a spread offense again of Hazelton trying to work the clock down.
Foul against Michael Knoss.
Well, you're 16 down with 3:14 to go, and you're really in no man's land. You got to come out. You may have to foul. You put them on the line. They've got some pretty good free throw shooters, so not a great situation to be in when you're coaching.
And you also have to force some turnovers. Easy layup for Matt Tucker.
Shot created by the penetration and a dish by Mariano. Took it in a 4-corner spread offense right down the pipe. Tucker cut to the basket at a good angle. Real nice play.
42-24. Augustine tipped away. Weber corralled it. And Ron, oh, nice feed inside. Yashinsky could not finish, though. And tonight, Bishop Hoban has had a hard time. They've gotten the looks. They haven't finished, though.
It's a tale of two halves. There's no question about that, Conio.
Michael Barletta. And an offensive foul was called against Barletta.
Harmon stepped in, good position, offensive foul. I think that block and charge, a tough call to make. But for the offensive foul, you've got to get there first. You've got to have both feet planted. You've got to be facing the offensive player in order to pick up that charge. And Harmon did a nice job of doing that right there.
Flashing inside was Chris Harmon. He will go to the line to shoot a couple.
Good look by the sophomore Mark Williams. He caught Harmon, flashed to the basket, made a real nice pass, and Chris has an opportunity now to put down two. And it looks like the Cougars will go to 4-2. And with a great second half performance. Defensively, they were outstanding in that second half.
Chris Harmon, we told you before, had 12 against Hanover area. Chris now's got 4. Lenny Lesko will come back in. Nice round of applause for the big guy, Matt Tucker.
Nice effort by Matt Tucker, especially in the second half. When he had to come up big, he did exactly that.
Harmon flushes that one through. And some full court pressure put on by the Argents. And a turnover. Rich Gray came up with a basketball. And Rich turned the ball over himself.
On the crossover dribble, Barletta picked up the crossover dribble and knocked it into Gray's foot and knocked it out of bounds.
Live falling to the floor, and I think Chris Live is injured.
A good defensive trip that time for Hoban. They got a 10-second count. No, they're still playing hard, though, Conio. They're down 16. The kids are still scrapping. It's a young team, and they haven't given up, and they're still playing the game hard. So let's give them credit for just playing as hard as they possibly can. When you're down 16 with 155, they're still banging away.
And now Hazleton area brings in some new players. There's Don Patrick. And Hazleton area with 6 players on the court, and you can't do that.
Well, basically, it's a game that was meant for 5, and 6 is just not going to do it.
No, it's not. Of course, last year, I referred to a defense as a 1-2-3 defense. So I'm trying to change the rules here as well. That's a 3 for Rich Gray. 42-29. Patrick. Man is open inside.
Let's check him out. That looks like it's going to be
Jeff Matwicha.
With
found his first bucket.
Found himself all alone. Nice position right under the basket. And got a real nice speed and scored.
And a turnover. Live. Nice feed. That time finding Jeremy Gresh.
3-on-1 fast break. Classic. The freshman point guard Live down the floor made the nice bounce pass, and that's the way you do it.
Almost another turnover. Exomitis finding Dembinski. That's blocked by Patrick, but a whistle 59 seconds ago. And I'll tell you what, this is a drastically different Hazleton area team that we saw earlier in the year. They lost a road game at Nanticoke area. Then they lost a home game against Valley West. A lot of people thought Valley West maybe they Coughlin, Hazleton area, you put them in a hat, you pull one out, they're all pretty equal. Those 3 really the teams who you would think would have the best shot at winning the conference. Hazleton area playing much better in the second part of the first half in the Wyoming Valley Conference.
Well, you've got to credit the coaching staff for staying with the kids. They started 0-2, and of course Bruce is a veteran guy, very successful. He's got the improvements that he wants to see, and they're on a pretty good roll now. So I think they're going to be tough the rest of the season.
Of course, they still have to play Coughlin. Next week they will play Coughlin, as a matter of fact, in Wilkes-Barre.
And he's looking for that one other team in the division to upset Coughlin to give him an opportunity to play Coughlin and maybe a first half tie. So he needs help from someone else.
Well, it could happen tonight because Berwick, just down the road, is in Wilkes-Barre taking on the Coughlin Crusaders as Don Patrick, the sophomore, with 2 points. 40 seconds and counting, 17-point advantage. Ray misses. Let's go the board. Brewers looking to run and turning the ball over that time is going to be Jeff McQueecha.
Well, the subs are having really fun now the last minute and a half or so, getting their shot opportunities in. This game was over a good 4 or 5 minutes ago.
Williams misses. Cougars pushing. Final stages of this one. Patrick is open. No. Put back, no good as well. Let's go. Lenny is on the scoreboard.